Hey guys, and welcome to Make Tech Happen. My name is Shane, and today I will be showing you a few simple steps to improve the performance of your Windows PC or laptop. By the end of this video, your Windows device should feel noticeably more responsive and the startup and shutdown time should be shorter. So let's get started. Okay, so step 1 consists of ensuring that your Windows operating system has all of its updates installed and has none pending in the background. So to check this, we'll click on the start icon, go to the settings page and select updates and security. And once you're on the Windows updates page, you'll see here that I've already got an update pending. It's already downloaded and installed and just needs to restart. So if you do not see this, you will have a check for updates now button. You can click it, it will check for updates, automatically download and install them, and then prompt you to restart should it need to restart after those updates. I highly recommend doing this because if you do not do this, updates will download and install in the background anyway, and they will often force your machine to restart. And also an update lingering in the background will often, you have those days where your PC just feels unusually slow and laggy, and it's normally because there's an update running in the background waiting to install. So I suggest doing this as often as possible, just so you get those updates installed, give it a restart, and then your system can go on working like normal. So once you've downloaded and installed all of your updates and restarted your PC, I'd suggest coming back here, checking it a second time, because often more updates will become available once updates have been installed. And then once you've downloaded and installed your updates and tells you that your system is all up to date, then we'll be ready to go to step 2. Okay, in step 2 we're going to focus on the removal of unnecessary and unused bloatware applications. So these are basically applications that you either installed and don't use anymore, were installed with a laptop or PC that you bought, or have been installed with third-party software, such as when you download Java, it normally ends up like installing an antivirus along with it. So for this we need to go to the control panel. The easiest way is if you don't have it on your desktop, you can just click on your start icon and just type in control. And you should be able to just go to control panel. From there you can go to the programs and features tab. And this will show you all the installed programs and applications on your computer. So of course I don't have any unnecessary or unused applications on my computer. I normally uninstall them once I stop using them, but what you're basically looking for is any unused applications. So if it's an application that you never use, let's just say for instance this tree size, I never use it, it was pre-installed when I bought the PC, you can just right click, uninstall, it'll ask you do you want to uninstall, say yes. Well, some applications will ask you for reasons why, you can just skip it. It will uninstall. You can delete the settings too. I'm not going to because I'll reinstall this afterwards. Okay, and you're also looking for things like Google toolbars, multiple antiviruses, those type of things, proprietary software that gets installed when you buy a laptop, for instance, or a pre-built PC. So just uninstall all of those. If you're unsure about what it is you're uninstalling, you can always Google the application. If you would like, you can also drop a comment in the comment sections below, and I can help you identify anything that you're unsure about, whether it's essential or just bloatware. I'd recommend uninstalling all these applications because they not only take up unnecessary space on your computer, but they do slow them down, as well as a lot of them run background services and background applications so to monitor certain things. So uninstalling them will just overall be better for your PC. So once you've uninstalled all the unnecessary programs, I'd recommend just giving your computer a restart, and then we'll be ready for step 3. Okay, in step 3 we're going to focus on the defragmentation and optimization of your hard drives and SSDs. So to start this we need to go to the control panel. So again, control panel from your start menu. I'm going to go to administrative tools, and under administrative tools we'll have the option here for defragment and optimize drives. So if I open that up, we'll see that it shows all of your hard drives, and it also tells you the media type. So it'll tell you whether it's a solid state hard drive or a hard disk drive. So I've got a mixture of solid state and hard disk drives. So my operating system drive, I use a solid state because it's much faster, and then for mass storage I have my hard drives. So optimizing and defragmenting mechanical hard drives is always recommended. I do not recommend, however, optimizing or defragmenting your SSDs, because it's unnecessary read and write to your SSD, which is going to deteriorate them and also decrease their lifespan. And SSDs are so fast that realistically you don't need to defragment them. So the only ones we're going to look at here, if you have a solid state hard drive, you can just ignore that one. You can just look at your hard disk drives. You can see that mine are all 0% fragmented. If you do find that it hasn't been checked for quite a while, you can see the last runtime here. So this one is today, these ones were yesterday. You can analyze them. It will run and analyze. You'll see that it will come up again 0% fragmented. If it comes up and it's 8% fragmented, you can optimize the drive. It'll run multiple passes over the drive depending on how fragmented it is. Once the defragmentation is completed, you'll see that it'll come up and tell you now that it's 0% fragmented. So I recommend doing this for all of your hard drives, especially if you have a mechanical or a hard disk drive for your operating system. So you can see that it's got the little Windows icon there indicating that that is your OS drive, so your operating system drive. So if you have a hard disk drive for your operating system drive, I highly recommend defragmenting it as often as possible. You can also schedule it. See, I've got a schedule enabled to run it on a schedule of a weekly basis. This works for some people who leave their PC on 24/7, but for me, for instance, I shut down my PC when I'm not using it and only switch it on when I'm using it, so this often will miss its schedule. So I sometimes just come do it manually, but normally the scheduler will get it. So once you've defragmented and optimized all of your hard drives, you can just close these windows, and I'd recommend giving your computer a restart after defragmenting them all, and then we'll be ready for step 4. Step 4, we'll be focusing on clearing temporary files and repairing the registry. So I'm going to be using a third-party application called CCleaner. This can easily be downloaded and installed from ccleaner.com. You can just download and install the free version. It will do everything we need to do. So first, from the cleaner, we're going to be using this to clean all the unnecessary temporary files that is left behind by Windows applications and third-party applications. So you can see basically what I've ticked here and unticked. So obviously with your browsers, you want to untick things like saved passwords. You want to keep your saved passwords. Under Explorer, network passwords, you don't want to delete any passwords. And under Advanced, the only thing here I'd recommend doing is the old prefetch data, and you can do DNS cache and so on. But what it normally sets as default is pretty good, but I would just recommend unticking things like saved passwords. So once you've run over all of them and you're happy with what you want to clear, you can hit Run Cleaner and continue. Now this will delete all of the unnecessary files that you've selected. You can go to Advanced and see what it cleared. If you're unsure about something, rather untick it. You're more than welcome to leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be able to help you identify whether it's safe to clean that or not. Second, we can run the registry scans. This will scan for issues. This will scan for unused, corrupt, or missing DLL files and registry entries. And if it finds any, then we can just click Fix. But looks like I've cleared all of mine. If it comes up with a whole bunch, you just select Fix Issues. It'll ask you to make a backup. You make a backup to the root of C, so just browse to this PC, C drive, and make a backup there, and then fix all issues. And then once you've run the scan, run it a second time, just to make sure that no new ones popped up. So when we're done with this, we'll have repaired the registry and cleared all necessary temporary files. That will help speed up searches, application opening, so that it's not trying to reference old temporary files or unused registry keys. So when you're done with this, you can close this up and we'll be ready for step 5. So in step 5, we're going to be focusing on disabling auto startup applications. These are applications that automatically start up when you start Windows, dramatically affecting the Windows startup time, and then also the amount of time it takes when you start up your PC before you can actually start using it. For this we need to go to Task Manager. There's two ways of doing this. Well, two easy ways. One is hitting Control, Shift, and Escape at the same time on your keyboard. That'll automatically open it. Or you can just right-click on your taskbar and select Task Manager. From the Task Manager, we're going to select the Startup tab, and then you'll see there's a whole bunch of applications here. These are all the applications that will be starting up upon Windows startup. So applications that you do not need automatically starting up with Windows, you can just simply right-click on them and disable them. So here you have your startup impact, and you can see the impact it had on your startup the last time. So I've obviously got all of these disabled, so there's no reading here. But if any of these are enabled, you can just disable them or enable them. But things like the Google Drive I also don't need, so I'll just disable all of those. And this will dramatically decrease your startup time, and then also when your Windows is booting up and you've typed your password and you're logging into Windows, the amount of time it takes before you can start actually using your computer properly, because it's not needing to start up all these applications in the background before you can actually start using Windows. So if you're done with that, you can just close this and give it a reboot for that to take effect, and then yeah, we can move on to step 6. Okay, so step 6 is going to be enabling the performance power plan to ensure that Windows isn't limiting your hardware to try save power. If you're on a desktop PC, I definitely recommend doing this. It's not going to make any difference to your power bill. It's just going to ensure that Windows is not limiting your hardware's power usage to try save power or putting it into hibernate states and so on. So to do this, we're going to click on our start icon and we're going to type in power settings, and there should be an option here that says edit power plan. So from here, it's going to go to your default power plan, which is already on high performance. What you can do is up here, you can go back one to power options, and you can see under hide additional, you have show additional plans. You're probably going to be on what's called the balanced plan, which is always recommended, but I recommend changing it to high performance. And then once you've done that, I always go change plan settings and set my screen to never dim and PC to never go to sleep. And then also what I recommend doing is going to change power settings, and then under hard disk, and then it says you turn off hard disk after a certain amount of time. So this, what happens is if your hard drives are inactive for a certain amount of time, it will actually stop them, and then when you need to use it again, it has to spin up the hard drive again, which causes delays in your PC to feel laggy. So if you change to 0, it'll never let your hard drive spin down, so they'll always keep them idling. So you can apply that and OK, and this will now put your computer in a performance state, prioritizing performance above power usage. So yeah, that's the 6th and final step that I'd recommend. Once you've changed your power plan, I also recommend just giving your computer a restart. And after performing the 6 steps that we've just gone through, your PC should feel a lot more responsive. Your boot time should be noticeably shorter. Your shutdown time should be shorter as well. You should notice that applications are a bit more responsive. Windows is a bit more responsive. Search times are a bit better. And yeah, that should noticeably increase the overall performance of your computer. If you have any questions or if there's anything you are unsure about, please feel free to drop a comment in the comment section below and I will respond to you. And yeah, if you found the video helpful or informative, please hit that like button and feel free to subscribe. I do work a full-time job in IT, so I'm going to try my best to upload videos as often as possible in my spare time. I will aim for a few videos a week. And also if you have any unique problems that you're facing with anything IT related, please feel free to drop a comment or send me a message and I will try to assist you with a video to resolve the problem you are facing. But otherwise, enjoy the rest of your day.